The Friday the 13th series is, well, it's questionable. Today in this video, I'm going to cover Friday the 13th, the series, 10 ways it's actually good. Welcome back to The Screen Cinema. Let's get into the video. Number 10, 1980s nostalgia. This series has it all. It has some fun 80s music, some 1980s outfits that define the decade, and the female lead, Mickey, has the epitome of big 80s hair. It is sure to make those who were alive back in the 1980s filled with nostalgia enjoy as they look back at this particular decade. It is simply a lot of fun, and people that enjoy 80s TV will definitely enjoy it. Number 9, guest stars. For a small syndicated show, it is surprising how many fun guest stars made appearances on the show. There are some recognizable faces from the era that will make those who were alive in the 1980s look back and remember some of those former stars. This includes Gremlins actor Key Luke, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids star Robert Oliveri, A Christmas Story Zach Ward, and pop star Vanity. Many episodes have at least one recognizable guest star, adding to the fun experience of watching the series. Number 8 is practically a horror anthology. In the 1980s, there was a resurgence in horror anthology TV shows, including the 1980s revivals of The Twilight Zone and Alfred Hitchcock Presents, as well as George A. Romero's original series, Tales from the Dark Side. This series is not exactly an anthology since it follows the same characters, but each episode has its own storyline. Each episode has a cursed object that the leads need to be tracked down. If someone does not like one episode, that does not necessarily mean they will not like another. Each object has its own unique curse, and it makes viewers wonder which object is going to need to be tracked down next between each episode.
And we are back at Crystal Lake because nobody has learned anything from the events of the original film. A whole new cast of horny teens have respawned in the air.
Number 7, fun death scenes. For 1980s television, the series is pretty violent. Each episode involves a cursed object, and typically a human sacrifice is needed for each cursed object to fulfill the desires of the one possessing it. This leads to many people dying in crazy, over-the-top ways throughout the series. Whether someone is crushed in a trash compactor or murdered by a werewolf, the series does not hold back in showing off some gruesome effects that were definitely ahead of their time in television up to that point. Number 6, the opening credits. The opening credit sequence is dark and eerie, and it definitely sets the mood needed for a creepy series like this. The opening is basically a camera slowly moving through the antique store where all the cursed objects are. A chilling musical score is played in the background and the credits roll. It ends with the title card appearing before a bolt of lightning makes it disappear. It is a simple yet effective opening sequence that is sure to make all the viewers get excited for the story that follows. Number 5, it does not follow the storyline of the film series. Converting a story from film to television is not an easy task. They tried for Freddy's Nightmares, a TV series starring Freddy Krueger as the host of a horror anthology program. People were not all too fond of that particular show, but people have grown to appreciate this series even though it does not follow the story of Jason Voorhees. The producers of the films just took the title and created their own series with it. The title fits the show. It does not try to explain Jason or go into any particular story arc that could potentially ruin the Jason Voorhees saga. Fans can appreciate that they decided to create an original story that was sure to satisfy all horror fans, including people who love the films. Number 4, the formula of the show is fun to watch. Each episode follows the same basic formula. The 3 leads who run an antique shop learn about one of the cursed objects that was sold, and their goal is to find it and retrieve it before people get hurt. There are so many objects and curses that could be used on the show that the possibilities are endless. It is never boring, and each object is incredibly unique. Viewers root for the leads as they chase down these terrifying objects, and when they are locked away, viewers cannot help but feel satisfied themselves. Number 3, the lead characters. The show has 3 lead characters that viewers follow throughout the course of the series. Mickey and Ryan are cousins that inherited the antique shop from their uncle. Jack, an older man who knew their uncle, joins in on their adventures, making themselves a fun trio that is fun to watch each week. Ryan was replaced with a different character in the final season, and even though the character of Ryan was missed, the new character was also interesting to watch in his own way. He did not feel like a mere replacement. All the characters are likable, and viewers definitely get scared for each of them when they are put in danger. Number 2, some episodes are actually pretty scary. The series is sure to satisfy horror fans when it comes to its scares. While some episodes are definitely creepier than others, there are definitely quite a few episodes that really are terrifying. There is sure to be a couple scares that will creep out even the biggest fans of the genre. One particular episode that comes to mind is Scarecrow, a story of a cursed scarecrow that comes to life to sacrifice people each harvest. This is just one example of the kinds of creepy stories told in the show. Number 1, it paved the way for similar TV shows. The influence of Friday the 13th, the series, is evident, and it inspired some of the best TV shows ever made in the last 30 years. Warehouse 13 was very similar to this show. It was a procedural about 2 agents seeking and locking up objects with supernatural forces. Friday the 13th, the series, also set the stage for one of the best horror or science fiction TV shows ever created, The X-Files. Mickey and Ryan may not be Scully and Mulder, but the dynamic duo went on to many exciting ventures themselves that are just as worth watching as the 1990s TV classic. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.